Alright, start of the vlog for the week. I'm going to show you the studio, the new setup, the things, all the things. But first, I'm just going to show you these because I'm going to put away. And then I'm going to show you all the things. Picked up some more bucket paint today. I have a little more room for it, kind of. This is beautiful. Apparently it was called Maleficent Beauty. And yeah, just picked up some mist tints. This is really nice. Looks like a dark forest green with some turquoise in there. That's nice. There's this kind of blood red, burgundy-ish. Some sky blue. The closest thing to white that I've seen is a mist tint. So we'll see what happens when I pop that. And this is this kind of nice yellow, but it's a stain. So I'm curious as to how that's going to work. I'm excited to get a bigger painting here on the wall, and yep, that's the computer starting up. But yeah, I'm really excited to get cracking on something bigger and use these mist tints and keep collecting them and get some. Yeah, I'd be really excited to sell some bigger pieces too. But we'll get there. Anyway, those are the new mist tints. Okay. So this is, I think, the fourth time in 3 years it's undergone a big change in configuration. Some things are back in their old spots. Some things are brand new, have never been here before. And some things are in their last spot, which was like the third change. So here we go. So normally the laptop isn't there and my phone isn't there, but it needs to charge. So first thing is laptop goes over there. So this would be clear. Where do I start? Okay, let's start here. So this bookshelf, along with other things, is still good. It's over here now instead of over here. It's never been over there, but it's a perfect spot for it. The love seat is here. This was not the original, the original love seat placement was actually over there underneath the window, and then it got moved over here a long time ago, like 2 years ago. I've been in the space for 3 years now, which is crazy. So this didn't move this time around. This didn't move this time around. The desks are still in the same place. Early on, I kind of had a different configuration, but it wasn't permanent. So these have never moved after their first permanent location. Now Mary's back, and so is Deborah, which is great. So these two tables were there in that first permanent configuration, so this was all the same. And some stuff on there was there last time and whatever, but there's some different stuff going on. And this is a mess of cords. I just don't worry about that. This is the new stuff. This is new. So we'll get to this last. Canvas is here. This is stuff that needs to be used. This is either brand new or has backgrounds on it and it's ready to go with something else. So I was able to put the love seat back and get those canvases out of those big ones because I have some storage space downstairs for that now. So that's nice because so much more room for activities here. It just opens this up a lot more, which is really nice. So that is there, and that used to be there. It wasn't always over there. It used to be here, but this used to be a combination of all the canvas and the used and new. All used to be over here at one point in time a long time ago. So these drawers here, I've had to split up. They've never been in this position before. They were either here, and the canvas was in the middle of them when the love seat was here, or when the love seat was there, they were over here. And they had other supplies on them. So now they're kind of busted up a bit. It kind of pushes more into my painting area here, but they're on wheels. I can move it in front of the door. This is on wheels as well, and I use this for painting other than just storage. So, I mean, I can easily just, if the door was shut, just move this on over easily with two hands, not one. But that opens that up. Actually gives me more room than I did before, because you can see this line here where that shelf was. So potentially I have more room over here now, walking space and working space. So I'm getting a call. All right. So as I was saying, this stuff is on wheels. It can move easily. I can have more room to work than I did in the past. Um, yeah, and I think that's all that's left to show you is this. So I just realized I shouldn't have lit that incense. So this is still kind of the same here. Books that I'm currently reading are here. They're all face down because I want to protect the covers because of spray paint dust. So the record player and this amount of magazines and books, this shelf, these are things I could not fit in my house. I just couldn't fit. My CDs are also not, they were here and the shelving units were here, but they're not here anymore. They are in a different storage space. So I have the record player set up, speaker over here, sub over there. That's all hooked up. I have used it. So we've got some, these are all comics. Single issue, I don't have too many of those. Mostly trade paperback, some hardcover volumes. I like to buy things in collections or just as one-offs. And by collections, I mean like getting even like the trade paperbacks of just like all these different volumes. I don't like to get single issues. Those are more like special single issues. So that's what all of this is. This is all this here. Now, I'm going to have to move my beautiful, beautiful dragon incense holder because that is new here. And what I did was that I made sure that I could fling this over. So if I was spray painting, I could fling it over here and preserve all this so that I'm not getting spray paint dust on it. I've got another layer, which is perfect, so I don't get spray paint dust on the rest of it. So this houses all the magazines and the vinyl. So vinyl down here, and then we have music magazines, these are mostly, overwhelmingly, art magazines. I've been collecting Juxtaposed for years, so those are there. High Fructose is over there. Poets and Writers, Border Crossings, Revolver, yeah. And then these are here too. So this is the Akira or Acura collection, box set, comics, and then Kiss, the Kiss comics there, the compendium, and then yeah, the vinyl's down here. So that is all here because I don't have room for this shelf at home. I just don't have room. And I chose to put, these are things that were actually on the shelf anyway, luckily, but it makes a lot of sense to have here. I'm like, the art magazines are here. That makes sense. Why not keep them here? And the graphic novels and things that are much more illustrative and have that more visual quality to them makes more sense to have here too. So there it is. That is the newness. I mean, there's this stuff too, but this is just like storage kind of basically. Yeah. As for Pandora, I picked the dead leaves off her the other day. Still trying to figure out watering. She's not dying. So after that initial fall, things got rough. I don't know if she has that. I don't know if that leaf is new or not, but I do know that she's not quite dying yet. So still trying to figure out the watering scenario and how often and whatever. But she's hanging in there, and I'm hoping for some new growth soon. So I would like to keep a plant in here since Anyway, that's the tour of the studio space in its newness. That's it. That is it. So we had daylight savings time the other day. And I found out that was an invention of Germany in wartime in order to be more industrious and productive and constructive. So shouldn't we cancel daylight savings time? So I was going to talk about this in a conversation, but I've done a conversation similar before. I'm just feeling really small lately. I'm feeling really insignificant. And I looked up and I was like, yeah, I've had a conversation about this before, and it's not all that different than last time. The reasons why I feel this way are a little different, but I didn't feel like I could really make a conversation worth having and really delve into it that would be all that different. But I mean, some things have made me feel really small and insignificant and not worth energy and time and other things, that just whatever. And because of that, I've been feeling really insignificant as a whole. So it's like, there's certain things that have led to me just not feeling my worth. Put it that way, making me doubt my self-worth, that have gone on for a long time. And those things have led to me just recently feeling like, as just a being in the universe, like so many people are like, we're just like an ant, like, you know what I mean? Like, or just, and being like, we're not that special. And I always want to refuse that thought because I'm like, no, like, we're individuals and we have our own thoughts and feelings and emotions and we can create change and we can be powerful, and like, that helps me deal with like anxiety and thoughts about mortality and whatever else. So I always believe in that romantic notion that we are special and magical and whatever. And lately, because like I said, I've just had so much of my self-worth stripped away, I feel like that also just translated into my being as a whole, and I'm like, oh man, like what am I doing? Like that's the thing. I don't like thinking about mortality. I don't like thinking about how small we are and how insignificant we are. I know that people can make huge positive changes and be amazing, beautiful forces in this life. And that's something I would want to be. But feeling these other feelings, it's just like, well, that's not real, or, like, I'm just really struggling with that, being like, me trying to tell myself that I matter, I guess. And that sucks, and I'm not used to feeling that. I mean, I'm never like, I matter, look at me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I've never been super overconfident, I don't feel, but I've like had pseudo confidence in a way, or just like when I feel good and positive and healthy, of being like, yes, I do matter, right? Like in a good way, but not in like a cocky way. Even false pretension is like fun. In the way that I've expressed that sometimes, to be like, I'm expressing that I matter and that I am of value, and I felt like I don't have value for a long time in such a way that I've never really felt before. So it's making me feel just like small in the scheme of the universe, which shouldn't bother me, but it does. I'm having some problems. I've been really anxious since last night, and didn't go to work this morning when I had an opportunity to, and that made me really annoyed with myself, and part of that was not going to bed on time because of being really anxious, and then I wanted to sleep longer, and then all this, it was just crap. It sucked. So I thought I would start some projects this morning. Holy smokes. I thought I would start some stuff this morning that would maybe make me feel better about just moving forward and progressing and whatever. So I was doing this stuff where I'm opening my social media back up to the way it was. And YouTube is just, I don't know why it happened, but this most recent page, I don't want to get into all the technical aspects, but it's not, as I'm making everything public again, these videos, the last 50 of them, when I make them public, they're not going in the order of publication. So they're super scrambled and they're like weeks apart, and I like everything in chronological order from like, that's why they're all even say in the description, like week 0, week 1, year 2, whatever. I want them in that chronological order, and you can filter it by newest to oldest, and that's the way I like it. But it's not staying that way. It's the last 50 videos, and I make them public, for some reason, are just scrambling. And I've tried a whole bunch of different things, and it's not working. And I also have been trying to do some things on Facebook with my photos, and been trying to make some albums that are only for me, that are private for me, because I don't want to get rid of them, but I just don't want them public right now, and just want to keep them just for me for a bit, and whatever. But there's a lot of photos I've realized that people can see because they're technically a mobile album or a timeline album, and that album doesn't exist for me. When people look at my list of photo albums, it's there. When I go to my albums and I want to edit my albums and change the privacy or do whatever I want, those albums don't exist. Mobile albums, timeline albums for my personal Facebook aren't there. And I've seen a lot of other people have issues and there's just no answer. So, yeah, I think I found a workaround for YouTube, but it's going to mean that I change all the publication dates to today. And the last 50 videos, it's like they're going to be published 15 minutes apart in order to try and keep that order. To be like, oh, it got published today, and then another one 15 minutes later, and another one 15. Like, I have to schedule the public. I have to schedule it, and maybe that'll work. But the other thing is that I tried to like publish one, and then I waited a couple minutes and published a different one, and then I waited a couple minutes and published a different one, and it didn't work that way. So I don't know. It's really annoying, and we'll see what happens in the next little bit. I might just have 50 videos that the dates are just scrambled, and that's the way it's going to be, and it's really freaking annoying. And my Facebook stuff, I don't know. I might just have to delete the pictures because I just don't want them there right now. I didn't want to delete them. I wanted them private for me. When stuff like this goes wrong, when like this technical aspect stuff goes wrong, when there's a process and there's a way to do it, but the technology isn't letting me do it. Like, it used to work and now it doesn't work. Like, the technology is failing. It really freaking annoys me because it's like everything else is fine, and then there's this like chunk that's not. It's like these things worked and this chunk won't, and there's no rhyme or reason why it won't. Like, oh, I can see all my albums, but I can't see those albums. I can't see my mobile uploads, so I can't edit that album because I can't see that album. Yeah, and then the YouTube thing, right? It's like everything's in order up until the last 50 videos would be the last couple months, you know? The last couple months just completely out of whack. It's one of those things that it's like my OCD nature is like, it makes it like, part of me just wants to just be like, that's what I said, I might have to delete those photos off Facebook, just delete them. Like, I don't want to, but I mean, just like, I don't know any other way to fix this problem. And then I'm not going to delete all my videos off YouTube and just like not do that, but it's one of those things where I'm like, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I don't understand why, because it should be. Everything else worked. This doesn't work. I don't know why it's not working. I've been trying to troubleshoot it for hours without a solution. I don't know what else I can do. Of course, there's no tech support for either. Like, when you get to like companies like this, like huge, massive companies, you can't phone anybody for tech support. They don't do that. You know, you can't even email them half the time. It's like you can make a report that they'll never get back to. With the case with Facebook, and with YouTube, it's the same. I don't really know what state I look in, but that doesn't matter. I don't know why necessarily I want to keep the vlog, what I called pure earlier, not the vlog, but just all the YouTube stuff. What I mean by that is not deleting anything. I don't know why that is. I mean, for a certain preservation continuity purposes, as like a time capsule. I'm trying to work out why I'm doing that. That's why I say I don't know, and then I start explaining it. Because with my Facebook and Instagram, I've definitely gone and like deleted, you know, photos of relationships that have ended, and I find these big chunks of my life missing. And I've had those things much longer than I have the vlog and the YouTube video and the YouTube channel. But for some reason I don't know, I don't go back and watch videos, but because I'm not on my YouTube channel unless I'm watching someone else, or I'm uploading my own content, or I'm responding to comments, but it's not something that I look through, I guess, so it doesn't, like, stick with me. I don't have the curiosity to go and watch an old video of this past thing, so it doesn't give me that heartache, but but I do. I mean, if I'm on my Instagram and I'm posting something, it's so easy, just like within 1 second, to just like scroll down, flick the screen and scroll down and see things that I don't want to see because they hurt too much. Same thing with Facebook. So I think that's why. But a lot's happened, and I am having a hard time. But for now, ugh. For now, I have decided to keep going with the YouTube channel, and we'll see you on another time. I completely forgot to mention that the other video for this week is a conversation that is taking it day by day, and what that means to me, and why it's usually a dumb thing for me to do, but why it's all I can do right now. So that's there too.